What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Kitchen Table Podcast. And today, which is where business gets done, by the way, and we're going to get down to business right away because I have one of my good buddies, actually I think you might be the oldest friend. Brandon Reagan has a little bit of a head start on you, but we don't communicate as much. So one of my longest lifelong best friends,
Kevin
Ball, one of my lifelong best friends, Josh Batschelet.
To this day, you still don't know how to say Batchelet. Like bachelorette, but without the er. That's what I say to people to make me sound.
Batchelet. That was the worst I've ever pronounced that, actually.
That shit is funny, though.
Shit. Anyhow, this is my buddy Josh, and we're going to bring him on here because he's hilarious. And it's taken me like we haven't been doing this for 3 years. This actually might be technically the 100th episode. That's fun.
Oh my God, centennial.
So in celebration of the 100th episode, I don't know why I said might be. It is. This is the 100th episode, and then I'm supposed to have my wife on, but she's very flaky. So we've been working to get Josh on for a long time. We have a lot of business entrepreneurs, self-help folks.
Which is it's great. And people need uplifting.
They do, but that's what they're going to get today with uplifting because Josh was class clown 03. What you know about it? Which I was.
Let's keep dates out of here. Let's seem eternally 30. 25.
40 is a new 30.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Minus the panic attacks. Actually, I was getting those back then anyhow. So, But Josh is an aspiring comedian. Yes, he is. He's going to be. We've always decided for him that he was going to be a comedian. He just won't do it. So we got him in here. So I'm going to let you guys be the judge. This is going to be an interesting case study. I'm just going to let him do what he does. And then at the end, you guys can let us know, that dude definitely needs to pursue a career in entertainment, comedy, but we've been telling him that our whole life. So that is outside of the fact that it's a 100th episode. If you're listening, you're a business owner, and you're somebody who's looking for it, I'm sure you can get something out of today. I'll try to tie it in. But dude, also sometimes just gotta have a good laugh and have some fun. So maybe not take everything so serious. And this is the byproduct of having my own platform and show and working so hard and being able to have my buddy come on here and just make everybody laugh and have a good time. Yes. I'm sure we'll talk about some business stuff. He is also very smart, an accountant. So there are things that we can do.
Keep going.
And what do you do? You're an accountant?
For real estate accounting. Yes. Very, very luxurious. No, it is. I mean, it's fun.
Do you work from home? 'Cause that's dead now. We're just talking about that.
No, well, it's
not for
hybrid. Because they're what I do. There's a lot of poles in different directions, so it's easier sometimes when you are home. You can just focus on your little pod, if you will, of stuff you have to do and not deal with, hey, we're going to do birthdays. And you're like, I don't want to.
Is that the office?
Yeah, but it's...
We do that here.
Yeah, but it's kind of... I mean, it does build... Don't get me wrong. It does build fellowship, all that jazz. But, sometimes you just kind of want to, I want to get in, get my stuff done, and get out of there.
Yeah, this is work. Yeah.
Right. But being at home, though, my day tends to drag out more. So it's signing in at 9 and then maybe clocking out 8:30. But the day's drawn out and stuff.
And so we went to Maryland at the same time. Maryland, the University of Maryland, and I left to go to Frostburg because I had no identity. Actually, it's because of Josh. That's actually what happened. So we went to college. I went to college at Southern Maryland. I don't know if you had.
I did. We had multiple classes.
Kevin got in. That's
interpersonal communication. Hey, taking this Solderly Foundation. Oh, we're in the bathroom. Well, somebody's going to not have toilet paper.
What? Did I do that?
Yes, that was probably... I never laughed so hard at that moment. I don't know if this is appropriate.
We had to do a class show. We had to do a class.
Well, it was a project. And so what we chose the Solderly Plantation.
It was like a ghost tour.
Ghost tour. And all I wanted to ask was, are you going to touch on the graves of slaves that are here, or are you just going to gloss over them? But anyways, we were in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. And it was a literal plantation.
And you were pissed. I remember you were pissed. And so to take retribution. You painted the seat, which I appreciated. Then you decided to paint the toilet paper. And I thought that was, I to this day, when I'm down, when I'm in the depths of despair, right? And like, you know, that demon's like, just do it. Just get in the wheelchair and jump into that pool. I think that makes me laugh. So, you know.
I remember that. What a douchebag move, man.
Come on, listen. They were being kind of shitty and
yeah,
annoying.
they were. They were being
We don't know what we want you guys to do. We want you here, but we don't know what to do.
Yeah, they're putting us like, I don't know. It was annoying. But anyhow, yeah. So
we did
that
classes
wasn't.
together,
That was a terrible move. My thought was someone's going to have to touch this.
Huh? Dartmouth?
Someone's going to have to touch the toilet paper. Oh, yeah. People don't get what that one is. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You pee on the seat, you pee on the toilet paper, and it was funny thinking, like, someone's going to grab this toilet paper.
Yes. I know.
Pee toilet paper.
Listen, I thought of all the ramifications. I laughed. I died inside. Like I said, it brings me out of despair. Also,
which I feel bad about, and I had to make amends for, I'm sure.
Listen, you do that every day. As long as you're going to do better the next day, that's all you can hope for. Right, brother? Hey, we got this 6 ounces of nickel here, brother. One day I'm going to put you on the mat. I'm going to slap you down like Hogan did the Giant. But anyways, we both had SUOC different times.
Oh, that guy was such a dick, dude.
Well,
you weren't in the same class as me?
No, but we discovered we had the same teacher because I was like, man, this guy's like really on my case, or he's just very.
He reminds me of the type too that would have got in trouble like messing around with some chick or something that was there. Like, I don't know. I probably shouldn't.
No,
say
he
that.
definitely had that cliche like, hey, come to my office hours.
Right,
We both smoke weed. But finding out some stuff about him, I can definitely see some anger that he had, but you can't build up people by laughing at them in their face like he's done to some people.
He almost got hurt.
Right.
No, he doesn't have any idea.
He did in animation stuff. So that's what's important.
So, yeah, good times. All right. Well, starting right off on that, I can't remember what you were talking about. You being an accountant. Then school. Oh, yeah. So we went to the University of Maryland together originally, but I was supposed to stay with Josh off campus because we don't live very far from Maryland. It's like, what, 45 minutes? It could be 45 minutes or it could be an hour and 45 minutes, depending on, we both grew up in Waldorf. And so we were commuting, which sucked. But we didn't want to commute. We wanted to live on campus or technically off campus, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like rent places. I was going to rent with him, I think Kevin. But the last minute, like that all fell through. And like I had no identity of my own. So I was just like, Josh will set all this up. And
I was the worst.
He did not do any of that stuff. So I was just like, I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to move in with Josh. Josh has got it all set up. Just let me know when I got to pay. Last minute, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't do any of that. I guess I'm going to have to commute. So I'm like, now I have to commute. So that's why I think I left Maryland. I might, if I had more fun, I probably would have stayed because I didn't feel like I was getting the college experience.
Right.
Because that was all that was important to me at the time. It wasn't the education. It was the college experience. But plus, Alicia went to Frostburg.
Oh, yes.
So I was like, at the time, I was like, again, no identity. So I just decided to go follow my then girlfriend to Frostburg, which was in Nowhereville, USA, Western Maryland.
Well, it's from a nice school.
It's a pretty nice school.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, it's a nice
really,
school. I'm not trying to crap on it.
Where does it all matter? I mean, you know.
Right, that was my thought process then. But I mean, at the same token, now looking back, I don't know that anything would have changed or anyone been any different. I'm just saying, like, it was poorly thought out and poor decision making. But just goes to show you where I was at that age. But anyhow, so Josh is the reason why. Probably why I ended up at Frostburg. Well,
thanks. No.
That and my codependent nature. So, but anyhow, so we graduated from Maryland with what?
No, I actually left there and went to UMUC.
Oh,
because I was like, I don't want to do math anymore. I don't want to be a teacher or an actuary, and it was getting more theoretical, and I just didn't have the bandwidth to.
Plus, accounting is a lot of good.
I was going to say. So I tried to switch to their business school, and they're like, "I'm sorry, you have too many credits. This is just difficult. We can't do it." So then I kind of stopped for like a semester, and then graduated at UMUC because they're like, "Yeah, we'll take you your accounting thing." My mouth is dry. Do you have something that I can like lubricate it with? I have a water here. I didn't want to step out.
Yeah, get your water, dude.
Okay,
Go ahead and grab it.
I'm still here.
They can see. They can tell. So, anyhow, let's tell some stories. That'll be fun.
What is this? Hoping Sting will show up and put the splash on you? Or?
Remember how cool WCW for
absolutely.
NWO was? If you grew up, you're too young. But that was the game, dude. I missed it. I was just reminiscing about, like, simpler times, man. Somebody put up... I saw the 90s kid Instagram. That 90s kid or that 90s life? I don't know. He was, like... The year is 2004, and he was, like, in a smoke-filled car, and it's, like... Effects were, like... As if he was sitting in the back of a shitty car where there's, like, blasting, like, subwoofers. It was like you're in the back of a 2004 Honda Civic with 200,000 miles, praying to get to the field party, like hot boxing and listening to some music or whatever. It was like, dude, that was the time, man.
Yeah,
because we got it. We got it right at the beginning of social media. So like we were like still using MapQuest and stuff when we were young to get where we needed to get to.
If you didn't know where it was,
just like. There wasn't that, like, I don't know, man. Like, that was just so much, it was just way more fun. Now it's just trouble, man. Like, social media. Social media, I feel like, did it did anything? The readiness of information is good, but it didn't, like, bring people together.
No.
It forced us to go hang out, find where the party was, make it there, follow everybody. We traveled like, I don't know, like migrant birds, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, we all just knew where to go, or we all knew where to meet, to follow, to go. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, social media, I think, you were saying information. I was just saying earlier, like, I feel like sometimes it's kind of like just a rumor mill.
That's mostly
unverified.
What it is.
I mean, most people, they just read a headline like, "Oh my God, did you see this?"
This
brother?
is the thing that happened, right? Exactly.
Right.
Which is
but
like,
I remember when Facebook it came out. It was definitely MySpace. I don't know why that kind of failed up, but I thought that was fun.
Tom dropped the ball, dude. And then he let that nerd freaking take over. Who is now like trying to be cool now?
He's not trying to be cool. He's ultra cool. Did you see that all black shirt that he had, and his curls are like out, and he's like,
I know.
I'm all about drinking piss and stuff. And you're like, would you drop out drinking piss?
What?
I don't know. That's what I've heard. But who's to verify? He's not going to verify that, correct? So
he is trying to be a bro now, though, man.
But
he
see,
starts hanging out with UFC dudes, and all of a
he
sudden,
drinks their piss that's full of their testosterone, and he incorporates that into his body. You know?
Is that a rumor?
No, that's how he's getting so masculine now, or that's how his masculine power is overflowing with like this like Goku power. And you're just like, what? Whoa!
Is that really a rumor that he's?
Whoa! You can definitely sleep with my wife, sir. No, listen, I don't. That's all I know. Same thing with like.
He has definitely brought it up.
Well, listen.
And now he's all trying to cop deuces and like, yeah, we were doing some censoring. I'm like, dude. Come on.
Right.
Could have told us that maybe a couple years ago.
But, you know, I don't
trust any of the... It's a little too late to do the right thing now.
I don't... You know, super rich, you can't...
Yeah, any of them, by the way. Like, that's the other thing. Like, but... They don't care. But that's what I want to do is get super rich. That's the only really way to me to hedge your bets is like, well, I got to get super rich. Otherwise, like.
Right. We're all rats eating each other.
That's it, dude. You're either like, all right, I don't agree with any of this, but I just need to get on that playing field so I can figure that all out. Because until then.
Do you see that as like a symptomatic problem where like, we're all competing, right? So did I get too loud? But we're all competing with each other. I understand, you know, that some people say that leads to innovation, but like, why can't there be more cooperation? Why can't I just go across the aisle?
Agree more.
I mean, if everyone's competing, or you know, there's no working.
I think everyone's competing at the bottom. I actually read something about that today. One of my buddies shared something like at the lower levels, everybody's competing, but at the top, they're working together. But that's not the word. But like at the top, they're networking. At the top, they're like I've said that for years. Like I don't see anybody else in the market unless they give me a reason to. As a threat or as competition. I see them as a potential ally, as a potential business partner, as a potential network partner, mentor. Like, that's dumb. You know what I mean? We can accomplish a lot more if we put our heads together. We're in the same market, doing the same thing. Drive up pricing, not drive it down.
But then who feels that they are the who can be the captain of the ship? Hey, Look
There
at
can
me.
be
I am the
only
captain.
one.
Right, I am the captain now.
I would think the captain would be the one with the most volume, but honestly, you don't
But
need,
that's
you don't need to have a
no,
captain.
that's the worst.
Right, you don't need to have a captain. Doesn't have to be like that. Just like everybody working together. You know what I mean? But anyhow, so
tell me, what's
so you
a
mentioned
funny
Dragon
story?
Ball Z. Do you still watch?
Well, actually,
this goes. So first of all, I want you guys to picture, if you will.
So hot.
Josh used to change.
So wait, no, hold on. I don't. But the boy got into it, and then I got back into it. Yeah,
Jackson,
so it's like
Flaxen, Waxen.
He loved it, and it got to a point where he would watch it, and he's like, because I'd always be like, dude, why don't you go practice because he's in martial arts too. So I'm like, go practice your forms, go practice like leg ups and all this stuff, because you know, just doing little bit baby steps here and there, they don't seem like much, but it's going to be, you know, everyone wants to be deadlifting 400 pounds right away. It's not going to happen. But watching it though, he's like, I'm going to go train, because there was a lot of episodes, especially like in the later, it wasn't around when I was really into it, but that's Super. Yeah, but like in those, they're like, I
want to watch.
Vegeta's like, I have to beat Kakarot. And so they're like definitely training. And Jack's like, I got to do that too. And I was like, all right, brother, let's do it. I'll do it with you. So, yeah. And I definitely, awesome, I come at him out of nowhere, just start getting him. And when I tap him, I definitely do little taps on he doesn't like that. But I tell him, you just got to be prepared. Maybe I'm building an anxious feeling in him. You never know when it's going to come, but, you know.
Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes.
Jackson's his son.
And he's sometimes powers up too.
That's what I was going to say. So if you picture, if you will, when we were in high school,
Kyle Smirgendorf.
Post high school, Josh was like 110 pounds soaking wet. Then he got pretty muscular. At the same time, when we both hit 19, I feel like we just kind of like, because we were both kind of skinnier guys, but when I turned 19, I think my dad's side of the family's weight just finally hit me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it was good because I was working out and I was like watching what I ate. I was watching and eating nutrition plans based on John Baisdell's six-pack abs.
Very, very big body. Go ahead.
And I I was all about it, dude.
You had that Gainabis in you too. Smoke a little Gainabis, hit the gym, get some gains.
Yeah, we were crushing the gym, dude.
Tommy, man, Kenny's picking up 290s and benching. I'm like, okay, how long is it going to be, Tommy, before you're like, gluck, gluck? So
Tommy wants.
I'll never forget that. I'm like, okay, good for him. I'm not worshiping him like you are right now. Gluck, gluck.
Tommy's funny as shit.
Yeah.
So this is the guys I grew up with. But anyhow, like, he had a big afro. He had a big afro. He was a big afro.
Like Hercule.
At one point, he had like
Satan.
shaved right here and just like the handlebars. He was just a trip, man. Josh was the life of it. Every party we went to, he would do a Dragon Ball Z power up on demand at like a whole house full, 100 people, don't matter. You know what I mean?
Dance.
Whole house party be there.
Dance
and be
monkey.
like, yeah. Where's that from? Dance monkey dance.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what, because people would say that.
For a Family Guy. No, it's from remember? It was like,
well, we always used to joke about that because we would hate it because we'd be like, hey, Kenny, can you draw that thing? And you're like, come on. I'm not some monkey for quarters. Come on, get out. But I had no self-esteem, so I was like, love me.
Yeah, Josh would be doing a full-on power-up in the middle of a party, and everybody would be like...
Right.
Actually, it always got laughed. No one ever was like...
But it never got me laid at those parties. I had to go outside, and when someone would bring it up from there, I'm like... And I'm with the one, I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. That's,
dude.
You know... Like RoboCop did to his first wife. I don't know you. Remember when she's like touching his face? That's a meme going around too. It's like you see your side chick outside when you're with your family. I don't know you. Who are you?
The original 80s RoboCop was awesome, dude. The 80s movies were so much better.
Well, you can
80s everything was better.
Well,
dude. And 90s even with like the blood and the guts and action. But now it's
that's
like,
important. Gore.
Yeah, dude. For men, that's all we want to see. Just put that in there. I don't think that there's any attempt to make good movies anymore.
No, because a lot of it is either listen. I've listened to a lot of like movie podcasts and stuff, and when they talk about like how something goes through development hell or like it's wild, but it's either a remake or some other existing property that they can.
Which
no original.
Even the stuff with like. Disney ruined Star Wars. Disney ruined. Like I'm so disappointed. I haven't watched all.
Well, it was kind of downhill.
I know, but The Mandalorian was kind of cool, and then like they just don't appreciate it, man. They don't care about. That's the thing.
Well,
they don't listen to the fans.
Well, I think they were trying to, but like this whole like going back and then like. Then they're like, oh, because when you go to Disney World, right, and the Star Wars rides are out of this world. It's so cool. Like I was coming as a Star Wars fan. It was inside of me. I was coming. I can't do that now because I'm like, it's washed. But they're like, oh, it's Resistance versus the First Order, and I was like, come on, we know what this is. Rebel Alliance versus Imperial. Come on, don't do that. Don't. Yeah. But
yeah, don't plug your agendas in here.
No, but that's Disney's way of we need to rebrand it, and this is really the Disney version, like the Resistance and the First Order.
Right.
But and with like the Marvel movies,
that pisses me off because I was excited about the Fantastic Four, which they can't seem to do a good one, and I'm already convinced.
They're talking about the newest one coming out.
I'm convinced it's gonna be trash. Yeah, except for one thing, the Silver Surfer is a chick.
Yeah. Well, no, hold on. They're trying to say that it's because in the story, no, on the story of Norrin Rand, that's Silver Surfer. Shalaba, his woman, is still stuck on that planet that Galactus is going to destroy. This version is going to be her, and probably Norrin. I'm probably saying it wrong because it's been so long. Norrin Rand is going to be. Yeah, I mean the Ultimate, Marvel Ultimate. They were doing it before. Marvel Ultimates. They were doing that shit before. Or Loki tricked a woman to pick up Thor's hammer, and now Thor.
But that was already in the comics and shit. And people knew Jane, and then the one dude, the horse face guy, and it's just like, why?
Beta Ray Bill.
There is not one person in this planet. That movie's gonna flop, and they.
I don't know.
Nobody wants to see the Silver Surfer. We want to see the Silver Surfer, not this new interpretation that's like you forced this dumb shit. I'm so pissed about that, and I normally don't give a shit. I'm not like, oh man, you can't have no daggone chick. Like it's not even like that, dude. But I love Silver Surfer is one of my favorite characters, man. Like cool. You drop that ball, dude. Like that pisses me off. If he's like,
I was very excited to see that.
It'd be like the Punisher, like, oh, you know what? We're gonna have a new interpretation. Like that's weird, dude. Like I want to see
Frankie I.E. Castle.
Frank Castle, dude. Like it's Frank Castle. It's not like
you know what's funny. We're like,
and it'd be like Jean Grey. They're like, oh, we're gonna do a new interpretation. It's a dude. I would be pissed. That's weird, dude.
So yeah,
why do you do that? Stop doing that. Just make Jean Grey. Jean Grey. We want to see Jean Grey. We all grew up watching and reading.
I'm getting scared. Please, just calm
down. Pisses me off. I was so blown seeing that, dude. I was so excited. Like you know what? Maybe they got this right. I love Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah, he's good. Did you see A Crushing Weight of Unfathomable?
No, but I want to see that.
Massive talent. It's good, but he's good. There's a scene where they take acid. Him and Nicolas Cage. No, it's good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Nick Cage, man, he's. I like watching because he had to do all those movies because he was like, dude, I was broke. So he did like all these B movies and stuff. But it's just like I watched a lot of them. They were good.
Shanghai Surprise.
I watched, but
wasn't that one he did? Or
Mandy was one. That was
Mandy was good.
It was.
That was fucking good.
It was trippy and weird.
Yeah.
And so was. It was. They were just like, no, we're really just taking a bunch of acid or drugs, and like we think we're these like
definitely
monster
That's
people.
Massive stuff, man.
Then Long Legs was good. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was. I liked it.
Mommy. Yeah. That part, Daddy.
I like how they have like this force that is not defined. Like you're like, is it the devil? Is it? You know, I thought that was cool, especially like the creepy doll thing.
I thought it was.
It took me a moment to realize who that nun was. Her name Alicia Witt. For any nerds out there, she was the baby in Dune, the first Dune. She's done a lot of other crazy. Hot. I mean, not so much anymore. She's like in her 40s.
Did you see the Dune remakes?
Huh?
Did you see the Dune remakes?
I saw the first one. Liked it. I know a lot of people did not like the boy in it because he didn't really portray Paul Atreides.
Right.
He's not a good Kwisatz. Haderach.
You gotta nail these things, bro.
You know,
but
the
honestly,
American Psycho remake is a rumor.
Really?
There was a rumor there saying Austin Butler was going to be it.
Who's that?
That's the dude who was in Dune 2, who was one of the bad guys, who was Elvis. Very creepy looking.
That dude could do it. Christian Bale nailed it, though.
But like I said, it's just a rumor.
Yeah, Christian Bale nailed it. He nailed it. He nailed that movie, dude. American Psycho is underrated.
Did he nail it?
I actually remember that scene where he's like...
Who doesn't? That's the best scene. Suit Studio. Every guy, every straight male, or just any male that saw that's like, I can't wait to do that.
Yep.
Use someone like a dumpster.
Just getting ready to say.
Just, with dancing, looking, just like, I'm the shit. Also,
Literally
but
in the mirror,
like,
he's like this. Yeah.
You got to have mountains of cocaine into your body, too, to have that.
Yeah, see, at the time, I was like, drugs are bad. That's interesting. See, back then, remember? Because I'm like, drugs.
Well,
And I think you might even have tried cocaine before I did, which is the real irony. Because then, the drugs. But
it's all about chasing that dopamine hit. I've been listening to a lot of like ADHD people stories and podcasts. I didn't have that. Like that Adderall, because I'd always be worried when I'm talking to my doctor. It's like, how's the Adderall? I have to stop myself. I have to really quiet it down and be like, oh, it's good, but what I really want to say is, it's fucking amazing. I feel great. I feel happy. I'm just on cloud nine. There's no, I remember seeing people who didn't need it and they'd be like off the wall. And I remember thinking, well, this feels normal. I thought I was feeling them. I was just in a normal operation mode. But what I have to hold back because I don't want to seem like I'm like an addict, but I'm finding out that it's because I'm that lack of dopamine, which is attributed to ADHD, like a lot of alcoholics. Yeah, there's a lot of alcoholics that have that ADHD problem because they're chasing that dopamine. That's that. See, man, I've thought about we call them beer anxiety. That's
post-drinking anxiety.
Yeah, I didn't have the issue, but I recall.
I coined that term, by the way, PDA. Right. Rebecca always says it, my wife now. But back when we used to party together, I'd be like, oh, PDA, dude. Because the next day, I would just be a big anxious mess. Because I was just like, but physically, because I would just partied all night long. But that's interesting. So you're on it now. You feel like it's helped you tremendously.
Oh, tremendously. I mean, there's definitely.
Because Sean did it and was like, I didn't like, it made me not me.
I don't know.
You on it right now? You seem the same.
I'm fine. I mean, I'll definitely say it helps me. The only thing that maybe like made you not feel the same is when you take like these antidepressants, which help for your anxiety. Because sometimes, not sometimes, anxiety can come from depression, and depression can come from anxiety. Listen, I'm not a neuroscientist.
I'm just saying, like, I've thought many times, like, because I have mentors that are like, obviously some of the most successful people I know are ADHD folks, most of them actually.
Yeah.
And some of them are on like, Adderall or whatever. I mean, quite a bit actually. And I'm not even knocking them because it's like so obvious that they're ADHD, dude. Like one of them I met with the first time and I was sitting there with him and like we're trying to have a conversation. He's trying to like guide me and it's like, boom, idea popped in my head and there's the next thing and I'm like, I laughed and I started telling him, I was like, dude, I think this is actually, he was like, what? And I'm like, this is, I think, what it's like talking to me, like other people, because he's just like, new idea. Hey, this thing. Mm-hmm. And so he needs
pull the trigger on it. I don't know about that.
Well, he needs it, but like then I'm like, man, maybe I could be way more, and maybe I could, but it's just not worth finding out. For me, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. For me.
Oh, yeah.
Because the worst case scenario would be,
right, I
abuse this. It leads to something even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, we've already seen how that story plays out. Not so good. So, this whole thing would be burnt down pretty quick. So, like, my concern would be... But I've just had this line in the sand for my entire sobriety where it's like, that's not even an option to, like, consider. You know what I mean? Because it's just not worth the possibility.
Well,
for me.
We're like... Speaking of ADHD, this whole thing's all over the place. But what I was going to say, brother... I think I told you I started taking ketamine therapy.
You didn't tell me, but you told somebody. But this is good. This is good because if you listen to the show, you're a high achiever, you're an entrepreneur, you're a salesperson.
I got to say, when I saw this, I thought it was referencing when we were kids. Oh, Josh, come out and hang out at the kitchen table. I'm Kenny. I can have as many bowls of cereal as I want. Oh, at my house, only one, please. No, because that's where we would party at. That's where the hangout was at the Baden house. When you got away from the video games and the GoldenEye and like farting on each other, you'd go upstairs like, "Hey, parents, we're normal boys," and then you'd sit at the kitchen table.
Yeah, crush food. I forgot about that.
That's what I thought it was, but then hearing you say, "Oh, deals are done on the kitchen table."
That's where I teach my guys to go. It's door-to-door reference,
right? No, I hear you.
Most people come on are like, but that's the thing.
Stick my foot in.
So
don't shut it on my foot.
So. a lot of people that listen to this show are going to be like people that are ADHD and stuff like that. So the bottom line is,
no, I mean, as far as the
ketamine stuff, how is that
ADHD,
going?
it doesn't really help that.
Well, what's the ketamine for?
Well, the
It is
ketamine
hot.
was for. Oh, okay. I'll take mine off too. Are we?
It's hot. Yeah.
It's hot, brother. Well, I wish I had ice sleeve done too, where it was all like. Yours is like angelic. I feel like I should do a lot of dark things and upside down.
Josh has
A Leviathan cross, maybe, and then
he has
on
the
my
Code of
chest a
Commanders.
goat. A
Right?
goat, yes.
You look like a normal human being.
Yeah. Josh. Oh, I was at the doctor. I was at my wife's doctor's appointment before this.
So you couldn't be painted on pants.
Well, or like probably wasn't going to go wear a suit.
That's what they
to
look
sit
like, brother.
around, Like those jeans you painted on. Remember that's no, you don't know.
No, I don't. Country is very different.
Remember when I went through my country can be phase and I was
Of course,
singing?
I was just thinking. I was like,
Country
I'm not gonna lie. I was anxious about. I want to make sure Kenny has it's a good show for him. What am I going to talk about? Should I be all like, oh my God, the people, we're not getting along. There's people, there's conservative, the liberal people, we're not going anything. Or should I be like, man, fuck this guy. He's an enemy of the state. But then I thought, no. And then I thought, should I go on all tirade about, how we could be better with higher taxes? But I thought, no, let's not do that. Give everyone a living wage. Don't do it. Anyways, because if you can't give them a living wage, why should you even practice business? I'm just gonna say it. But
I don't know
going back,
what you're talking
ketamine.
about, so
No, it doesn't
ketamine.
help with the ADHD. I was taking it because I would have like these bouts of like depression that were like crushing. It's kind of like you're on depression. I always tell people it's like snow on a roof, right? And it just keeps piling up, and you're in the cold. And if you don't clear that shit off your roof, if you don't clear it off the roof.
Say shit.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I should speak nicely and not.
You can say shit. That's fine.
But if you don't clean it off, man, sooner or later that roof's going to cave in, and you're done for. I mean, kind of like when you think about Anthony Bourdain or Chris
Yep.
Cornell. I mean, that shit just piles on and boom. But so that's what was happening to me, and I would go through that, and my doctor was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting into this ketamine trials. Would you like to do it?" And I was like, as OJ said, I would love to. It happens. That's also what he says right before he. Anyways, so by the way, have you been watching that at all? I love it. My wife, I didn't know all that blood was in that house. I was like, anyways, so.
O.J. Simpson?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get it. They needed retribution because of what happened with Rodney King, but golly. Plus, it goes to show that, unfortunately, cops don't all get along. It seems like there were some problems. Anyways.
I didn't see. I don't even know
Oh,
what
dude,
you're
it's
talking about.
good. Oh, it's on Netflix.
Showing that he probably did it.
No, he did do it. It's just showing the problems that they had with collecting DNA evidence. The cops talking with each other, not communicating effectively. The importance of celebrity.
You must
Right, the
quit.
importance of celebrity. How race played a huge factor because this all happened after
Right after the Rodney
King riots where they let those guys off.
So they're like, ooh, it's like, that's crazy, dude. That's like a bad call in a football game, and they go and give the other team a shitty call, but like...
I don't get that football
I'm
reference.
just saying, man, like, that's just crazy. I want a much bigger, like, more political, like, heavier, like, we messed up here, so we're going to give you this one. Like, that's
Right.
crazy as shit.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, ketamine. It's a trip. I've done, like, all these other psychedelics, too, but, like, this is out of this world. And, like, part of it, or the importance of it, is you have this, like, you go through this experience, and then you're supposed to talk about it, really unpack what you experience. I mean, it's all crazy shit. I've seen or I've experienced my own death in a way. It sucks, but it was, like, comforting, and I just felt like all this weight really just come off of me, right?
On the ketamine?
Oh, definitely. Yes, I was like, I remember seeing there, like, these visions where I'm in hospice. I'm like, my son, and, and my wife, and I'm dying, but I felt comfortable, and it was all good, right?
Hopefully you get to be that long.
But
Were you old?
It didn't look that way. Speaking of hospice too, another time I felt like I had a vision where like I'm in hospice, but I'm choking upstairs, and I have a nurse that's on me like 24/7. But she takes a moment for 15 minutes just to get some fucking time to herself, right? Or she's gonna go crazy. Why do I say she? It could be a he. Greg Fokker, Gaylord Fokker, right? Meet the Fockers. Anyway, so the nurse is away for like 15 minutes, and in that window, I choke to death on, and like they're all mad at them, like, you let my dad, you let my father die, and then it's like I just kind of wanted to like, and somehow say to them like, look. It's a human, like, let them be, that's a problem. Like
So this is all happening on ketamine?
Oh yeah. And there's no dude,
sorry,
there was
like,
another
you're like
time
saying all this and I'm like, what?
There was another time, the very first time, and I'm
so
in
you
this,
basically just go take a shit ton of acid or something like that.
It's not like that. It's what it does is
I have no reference.
No,
so.
it's fine. It's it was originally developed as an anesthetic, anesthesia. One thing too, I really want to make sure I say things right. I hate people say important or buttons, but it was an anesthesia, anesthetic, whatever, and they found other uses for it because it definitely had this like disassociation fact where it's like you can see all this wild shit and like do you ever recall right before you were put down for emergency surgery? You may have seen some stuff right before it goes all black and then you wake up. Because I've had that. This is kind of like what it is, but it's like drawn out the whole time. I'm sure like my body is like just wacky drunk and all that stuff, but that's why it's important to be laying down. Matthew Perry, unfortunately, why the fuck were you doing it in a pool? What the heck, man? That's and you come to find out there was abuse going on with all those people like sucking. All rich people, they have to be leery of people wanting to train them.
Right.
But,
and they were literally just like, I saw the text where they were like, how much can we get this idiot to buy?
It's because it does help. It definitely made me not want to do. I mean, I wasn't drinking before, but it definitely made me like really just say, don't really need it, or
really.
Like,
do they think it helps with addiction?
Oh, dude, it's been proven to help with that, or just a longer time between relapse. They've documented it, but it's like it's a problem.
Have this like out of body experience.
Well, yeah, because it's like you see some crazy
spiritual thing.
Oh, definitely. Like it's all. I wish I could.
Does it make you like believe that like a comfort, like
I wish
there
I
might
had
be
the
something else,
psychiatrist knowledge to it? What's that? Yeah, no. Like one time, like the very first time I did it, also like I swear, like I saw my father blasting off in his ship
and like
looking down on us, and I said, "It's okay, we're okay, Dad," because the whole time you're always wondering, like, am I good enough for my father? Am I a good enough man? Or, like, is that a worry that he has? And it just obviously reverberates in your head, and it just goes back and forth. Like, I'm worried about how my father perceives me. I'm worried about how I perceive, Anyways, this was this like big let go of like, and I stopped giving a shit because a lot of times my problem is that I'd have these echoes of him saying stuff in my head, and after that I really don't have that voice, that internal monologue there as far as that. Now things do kind of, freeze back up, right? There's another part of it is that it really breaks down or opens up a lot of neural pathways in your brain. So a lot of things can open. That's why they say when you're doing it, it's one of the best times to learn something new. So I have been doing a lot of crazy experimental cooking things that I've learned. I would just, when I'm cook at home, I would just do stuff just to get everyone fed. Now I'm like trying new shit, or like, making sure my wife says, is this white flavor today? I was like, it's not. I put some spice in it, babe. So, and stuff that she's like, wow, this really is good shit, Because, yeah, I mean, I'm cooking with the Swedish, Norwegian, Germanic taste here, not that flavor, So.
His wife is an African-American queen.
Juicy. But it's shit like that. It was good. And, I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but this idea came of like, I always wanted like weightlifting like, you got those Bob the dummy punching dummies, which Jax is like, I want this. I'm like, brother, we just have a bag. You're going to be punching on that. But, and I have a friend who's like this master, jujitsu. And I asked him like, is it help if you have like a dummy, because I've seen these dummies, he's like, no, it only works if you got like a real body or something. But of course I was looking at it because I thought, how great way to build your body, brother. If you had like something that is shaped like a person, that weighed as much as a person. I'm not talking about jujitsuing it. I want to pick it up, bodies, quickly do this burst of like German suplex and, like Chris Benoit or something. Maybe not, but
minus the crazy.
But anyways, so this idea came to me. Unfortunately I haven't had time to fully do it because making it with PVC pipes and concrete.
So you were making a body with PVC pipes?
Yeah, if I get it done, I'll show you. But it's definitely wild. And of course, Andrew's like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Just ignore this, please. Get back to whatever it is you're doing."
Well, bottom line is, ketamine is something that you use that's helped you.
Oh yeah, and it's like as far as like the
for depression,
therapy,
but not the ADHD.
Nah, it doesn't. I mean it can help because as you develop, as you like are trying to learn from yourself, you're also trying to like build your executive function. That's a problem that I have.
I heard it helps with anxiety too.
I can't decide what to do. I can't pull the trigger on stuff like my wife. She's great at like that stuff. Me, I'm like, what's the it helped. This idea does help me like sometimes understand 2 points of view, but it's because of that where it's like, what's the right choice?
My doctor was trying to push me on that. Not push me on that. They were like, "Hey, we have this," and I was like,
What, ketamine?
And I was like, remember my, they're like,
no, this is, dude, I don't know why they said that. This is not habit forming. Like, you are zonked out.
They weren't
the rest of the day.
I was like saying that. I don't know. I say that because I have guys that I've sponsored that put ketamine drops in their eyeballs.
Oh, well, that's.
And that was like their whole thing. And I was like,
the recreational
never heard
thing
of
is
it.
like crazy. But like when ecstasy came out, man, that was like a big, couples therapy thing, right? And then it got abused. But like, have you ever, taken it and tried to like had a good, I don't know, something come out
couples
of it?
Therapy?
No, not couples. I just meant like take ecstasy or MDMA.
I've never done any of that, dude. That's what I'm saying.
But
bro.
like,
the irony. Josh was such a recreational drug user.
But like, if you had David Dukes and the Minister Farrakhan taking ecstasy, and you leave them in a room together, I'm sure there would be.
Who's David Dukes?
Come on, is a horrible Klansman who tried to put a tie on and say, "Oh, well, I'm the face of the new Klan," and you never heard this guy?
No,
Dude.
is he trying to be like make it seem like it was cool?
Like he was all over the place right when like Trump won in 2016. Because he was like, it's our time. And of course, after that, he's like, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. It was David Dukes. Well, the reason I remember that is because Jerry Seinfeld in the episode with the bakery, he's like, Elaine, America could learn a lot about race relations with the black and white cookie. You got a little bit of the vanilla and the chocolate. It's like, and then afterwards he ate the whole thing, had a stomach ache. He's like, what's that all about?
They're fighting.
I feel like it's David Dukes and Farrakhan in my stomach. Look to the cookie, Elaine, and he shows this, pans over to an African man.
So you're thinking that you give them that, they're going to be.
I'm just saying, like that. Those are too extreme.
That's
right?
so
Farrakhan would never.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've definitely read some of their last call, but it's wild stuff. But I'm just saying, if you get
the idea to
like
me
somebody
of people that hate each other.
It's people that hate
race,
each other.
religion, whatever. It's people
and just get and help
all
them
that
get
shit
beyond.
To me is so wild, dude.
I mean, we're human to human, brother. Not AI.
Man. Obviously, you're not like that, and I just don't get it. I think it's the dumbest shit. I think it's purposely. It's got to be taught and like back in the day, though, dude. They didn't have, but there still had to be somebody like pushing this shit because like who's like.
What?
The idea that like we had to be divided. Like now I believe it's 100% orchestrated.
It's
a fact, dude. It's a fact. Like you can see it. You can see it with the stuff like and it's not just one party. It's just the most recent thing.
No,
but it's
both,
like
both sides are.
But they both clearly, at least seems, want us divided, and that's where I'm like, see, this is what I'm saying, dude. Like, because a divided country is so much easier. Divided people are easier to conquer. Simply.
It's
United we stand, divided we fall. But that's just crazy as shit to me. Like the one thing I have never in my life understood. Thank God I wasn't raised like that, because you got to be taught that shit. I'm firm. Like, where would that come from? People annoy me of all, but I don't think this person of this color. Now I made this overarching theme of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's got to be taught. Anyhow, I hate that. It's the weirdest shit to me. It's just so dumb. I just don't get it. Like, weird, dude. My hope is that from this point forward, like his generation on, like, dude, recognize that someone's playing you. Do you really give a shit? Do you really feel that way?
Yeah, or I think another problem is people are inherently very reactionary. So we have to learn how to control that. And
like think through shit.
Right. It's always been that way.
Right.
We're just learning how to let go of. I was just talking to my kid about this. Sometimes too, I realize I'm saying stuff to him, and he's like this. Yeah. And I'm like, listen. One of the biggest things in the world that it's downplaying everybody is fear. And then I went on this whole thing because I was saying that's why people can cling on to these religions, because they're so afraid of the big question afterwards.
Right. Which now,
but being this, I heard Tom Brady. He did a stand-up special. You hear about this? It's too easy. Just look it up. Look it up on YouTube.
Tom Brady? You mean the roast of Tom Brady?
No, not the roast of Tom Brady. Yes, it was. If you do, hold on. When he said to Jeff Ross, "Don't say that shit again," man, fuck you, dude. That dude was like, "Oh, please release me in this spa room," I
know, but he was just trying to protect his homie, dude.
Don't be there and don't get on the dais if you're in. Anyway.
You already know it's a roast.
And Jeff Ross, funniest roast, if
he
you look up,
handled it well. I was like, wow.
Yes, he did. Oh, if you look up
Brady
on
clearly
YouTube,
loves that dude.
Tom Brady stand-up special. It's too easy. It's AI generated, but it's dude. No. Yeah, I gave it to your brother to listen to. He laughed at least in the text chain that we had, he was laughing his ass off. It's unrelenting. But one thing he said that was funny, and again, it says in the beginning, which, by the way, Tom Brady's people tried to sue those guys. It's from Dudesy Podcast, brother. POD, Pals of Dudesy. That's Will Sasso and Chad Colchin, brother. I got a shirt over here. I'll pop it on. And they got that Hulk Hogan, anyways. In it, he says, I'm having a tough time believing in the afterlife. You never hear anybody coming back from the dead saying, kill me now, put me back. Because everyone has those like, I had a near-death experience. No one ever says, oh, kill me now. I was just getting blown by Marilyn Monroe or something like that. No, it's. So I would say this to my son, like, I didn't say that shit to him, but I was just saying, fear is definitely a push. So you got, because he was having a problem with somebody at school, which, by the way, it's funny. He defended himself, and of course I'm like, yes. But when the one time I'm like, I found out too. He initially poked the kid first, but these two kids are like always breaking each other's personal space. But it's funny. I was just like, oh, that's bad. I said, you can't. You're not gonna ever be wrong. Don't ever think you're gonna get in trouble for defending yourself. Right. But I broke into this whole thing about fear because the kid that he has trouble, the kid definitely has some issues and stuff. But I was just saying.
Well, good for you for holding that firm, dude.
It's so funny because in that nerdy dad group with your brother that I'm in, we always talk about it. The wives are like, don't hurt anybody, tell a teacher. I'm like, Hun, that's just not going to work. You gotta. Obviously,
let the boy defend himself.
Don't put your hands on it. That's another thing. Yes, I'm like.
But do what my dad did.
I agree. There needs to be.
If somebody picks on you and hits you first,
right,
and you don't hit him back, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Right. Well, I didn't get that, but I definitely got. And I'm definitely pushing more of the emotional intelligence and being aware of that. But at the same time,
he's gonna say he would have. I have some regrets from when you were younger of how I did things. But that's how things happen, dude.
Well, they tried their best. Did he run away from you? No. Did he abandon the family? No. So that's they try their best. It's
I'm gonna teach my kid the same way. I might say it the same.
Shit. I would get it even worse.
I might say it the same way.
Right. Oh, I wouldn't. I would feel terrible. I'd be like, how's he going to recover?
Remember when I fought Andy Sapp senior year?
I didn't see it. I heard about it.
When I got suspended, Dad was like, well, did you win? I was like, yep. And he said, did you start it? Did you win?
That's all that matters.
That
Well, the winning part.
All right.
I'm more concerned just for their self-esteem. I don't care if they win, but if they start it, obviously, and then if they lost, then I say, well, this is what we do next time.
Yeah.
Find out where they go.
Then there was another time
you have
where
to be a creep and a goon, and then stalk them where they go and hide in the bushes, and or when they got a car, put dog feces under the door handle, so they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go to my door handle. Oh, what's this mud under my door handle?
Poop.
Oh, it's feces. You do stuff like that.
Remember when we went? We should go down memory lane for a bit and just fuck the rest of the episode. Excuse me, but just have fun. We got 10 whole minutes. Remember, we've done everything from middle school.
Right.
Flashlight tag, having a good time.
Oh,
but it's
my
funny,
God.
like all the things. That's what happened back in the day, dude. That's when things were.
Man, back in the day, Wu-Tang
remember,
Clan, 36. Back in the day,
I fought Joey Wanabo in the 7th grade because he poked me. But do you know why? Remember that? Were you there for that one?
I wasn't. I was never there for any of these, but
The only one you were there for was when I was all high out of my mind. I was like, bring the camera. And I didn't even want to fight the guy. It was Aaron and fucking Ian. We're like, oh, dude. I'm like, whatever. Sure, I'll fight the guy.
It was all because of a woman.
It was because of a dude.
No, I thought it was because he was.
No, it was nothing. It was literally
I thought they
over
were, like,
Ian and Aaron.
No,
I was hanging out with them. The reason I didn't like all of those guys originally was Alicia. But then I ended up hanging out with Ian, Aaron, Jacob. Like, I knew Jacob my whole life. So it wasn't, it had nothing to do with.
I was there for that, but
I suppose originally it was. The vitriol, the original anger was because of her. And that's why I didn't like any of them. But then I made friends with all of them, but those guys. But they just wanted me to fight. I did, and I was like, whatever, dude, sure. But the worst thing in the world is to fight on weed, dude. That's the worst. And we got that good. Remember that one? It was like tarantula butt stuff.
Yeah,
remember? It was good, dude. Con bud, dude. It was you all got crazy shit now.
KB
but back then it was me, you, and Danny, and we were a fraud, dude. I should have never in a million years fought anybody that night, dude. And I almost didn't. I should have I had enough, because you got to have that all right, let's go.
Well, at the same time, I think you were thinking it was going to be a boxing match, and then it kind of...
Yeah, he just kept... He didn't want to fight at all. He didn't want to fight at all. He wanted to wrestle. And then I was like, this is tiring and boring, and I'm over this. But then what do you do? I tried to do what Nick DeMichael fucking did.
He doesn't...
And DDT that guy in his front yard, knocked him out. And I thought that was... Which is really dangerous, by the way. So it's probably good it didn't happen. But I was like, all right, next time this kid tries to grab me... Because he kept grab me at the waist, grab me, and then they'd separate us. Grab me at the waist, then he'd separate us. Grab me at the waist, then he'd separate us. He wouldn't stand up and fight. And then the last time, I'm like, all right, I got him this time, dude. When he comes in to grab me at the waist, I'm just going to DDT this kid and knock him out, just like Nick did. And I didn't even see that. I just always heard about it. It was legendary. Benny Benson. He knocked out Benny Benson that way. Don't matter. It was just one of those schoolyard fights.
Back in the day.
Knocked him out. I did it and did knock him out. And now I just got this dude that outweighs me by 100 pounds. He was shorter than I was, but he was way heavier.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm just going to box him from underneath. And that did not work out very well. He just, and it was just well, this sucks. You know what I mean? That's my only fight I lost too, man. Or true loss. And it was over nothing.
Well,
nothing.
Like you said, you were not in the right mindset.
I tried to fight that guy so many times after that, and it was like getting beat in the video game that you're really good at, and somebody comes over and just plays it once and beats you.
Better make me win,
and they're
brother.
like, nah, dude, I'm
straight
good.
up in the sky. You better make me win.
I used to say stuff like that.
But I
used to say stuff
listen,
like that.
those
I'm
guys
very
are
competitive.
Fun.
They're all
right, but there's nothing wrong with being competitive. It's a good drive.
Yeah, dude. I don't even care. I mean, I'd fight him again
as long
now,
as
but
at
it
the
would
end of
just
the day,
be,
you want to say, hey, let's.
I would 100% fight him again now, only because, but it would be no hate, nothing like that. I might have seen him. I don't even know what he looks like anymore. I don't really remember what he looks like then, to be honest with you.
Well, I would definitely stay away from anything that would use these.
Dude, these are getting.
I've seen the videos.
These are getting better, bro.
Listen. I get sweaty seeing your workout videos.
These are getting way better. You don't even know. My wife said the other day when I came out of the shot, it's the first time recently, and the whole time she's ever, and I think it's because of these. They're coming along, dude. Sean's putting me shout out
inserts in there.
I just put
those Russian. Put the.
No, dude, they're coming. They're coming. I'm squatting. I'm doing real jet. I'm doing a lot by. Next year they're going to be.
Your brother would be a monster. I keep telling you that. He's got such a.
He worked out for my little brother has tank legs, so I got my mom's genes. So I'm angry, emotionally driven, and well, Dad's got some. Both sides have some substance problems, but he doesn't have any of that. He's just laid back. He's huge. You know, both of them got his size, and but he just doesn't want to work out. He's just like,
it's fine. I mean,
he played rugby for a bit. He played rugby for a bit with Chuck Brown's son. Shout out Chuck Brown, the godfather of go-go.
Chuck
Brown.
Berry?
Chuck
Brown. Shit.
You remember Chuck Brown, dude?
I do. I just heard something about Chuck Berry. He's like, we pissed on that woman. He's like,
no, dude. Chuck Brown, bro.
Chuck Brown,
Godfather of go-go. Remember
of course.
Billy Brown.
I got a whole lesson from that
we lived right across the
wife,
street from him.
Yeah.
And we never knew. We never appreciated him, dude.
In Elm Street?
He lived in Pinefield for a bit.
Oh.
And then he lived behind there in a real nice place. But this was like when he was coming. Remember Billy used to drive around his
sardines
limos.
and pork and beans.
But that ain't.
I know
that ain't Chuck.
I know. Anyways.
So y'all don't know about. You don't know anything about go-go, but
He doesn't? I don't know.
it's DC black culture, but DC go-go is like is
that some music?
Yeah, like Wale. I have a big appreciation for him for that. We gotta get Wale on the podcast, dude.
Are you serious?
I would love to, but we just had a young man from Baltimore come in here, Manny. He was cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But that was different. It was just you never know what you're gonna get because you get two comedians. I had two comedians come in, and neither one were like comedian shows. It was like, but then again, I understand like I'm trying to like work it into business or whatever, and I think I just need to let comedians be fucking comedians.
Well, yeah, but then you don't want them to like take over everything.
I don't care, dude. It's supposed to be podcast format. It's supposed to be me talking less, 70-30. Questions, you talk, you answer. Today was just a nice little. I don't know why I went off on the rant about fighting. Oh, I guess just because I'm glad that you instill that though, because I mean I never had any worry about like ever getting in any trouble. In fact, I knew like because when I was in little, I had a lot of anxiety, and that's why I think I always had. This
I can't sleep over anyone's house.
I don't what?
No, you're like, oh, I can't sleep here, man. Just come over to my house when you want to sleep over. Because you'd always be like, I can't sleep in your house. I got insomnia. I can't sleep anywhere. Like, wake up. You don't remember this? I
don't.
This motherfucker, go to bed.
I think I was
just wait for your one bowl of cereal tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I was just like.
I just remember that. I was like, insomnia in a kid?
Anxiety, dude.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Level, yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always had, but an ADHD, nervous, very tense. And I didn't know what to do with that in like elementary school. But what do you do with that? You know what I mean? But I was always full of fear, and that's a very common theme in people in recovery and addiction. But
I mean, it's going to be there. It's hard. You can never get over it. But as long as you like recognize it, and a strange thing is like sometimes they say in a moment to like live in despair. You know,
I think it's just a very common theme in people who have that predisposition to like, he could be somebody who uses substances. So for me, I didn't know, but then I had the car accident, pain pills.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but don't touch the wheel.
Yeah, fucking. Thanks, Mike. Poor Mike, dude. He's in a bad way right now. But yeah, I remember that. I was bad. That was fun because we would just play video games. I'd be sitting there with my leg. You know what I mean? Come over to my grandma's.
What's your brother?
Popping.
Your brother did that impression. You're like.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah,
I had a little hook thing that would like move my leg.
Oh,
so
it was a bar.
Yeah.
It had a dog leash fabric wrapped around it.
And I'd like get it on my foot and like,
give me some pain pills now.
To like move my leg. Dude, they rebuilt my entire leg.
I know they did. No, that's incredible. But when your brother did that, I was like, damn, that's fucked up, but that's so funny. It's like, that's somebody's pain.
Yep. And then I had a little basket. I had a little walker with a basket and a horn. And I'd walking around with it. It was, whatever, dude. Good times. Yep. I had 6 months of that.
Love me.
Then it was, I'm going to keep taking these. And Uncle Bernie came and he was like, you better watch out with those things, man. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
and all of a sudden, I remember
how crazy all that. That's wild. I wonder how many other stuff are going on like that, but that's just sad.
No, but Josh, dude, has been around and been there. Because I remember riding around with you one time when you guys were trying to get me a rehab. I'm like, just give me like $60, dude. And you're like, what the fuck? What happened to you?
No,
I can laugh about, but I know. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Because you would always put these like.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I remember one thing you said to me though that did stick in my mind because I didn't want to be like that, obviously, but like that shit just takes over you. I was watching Dope Sick the other night. And that show just so very well, it just encapsulates exactly what it's like to be like that. It's just like, dude, it changes your brain.
Oh yeah, I mean when it happened to the doctor, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, but it really like, dude, what the like? He's aware and he's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, dude, it literally is changing your brain. Like, I was not. You're like, you're not like, who are you, dude? You could always say like, you're Kenny Baden. You're Kenny Baden, and I'm like, because you had this view of who you thought like that, but now I'm reduced to this dude that's like, just give me $60. Yeah,
drop me off here.
Drop me off here.
I can't. I'm just gonna get out of the car then while it's moving. I'm like, fuck. Why'd I come by and pick him up? Of course, then I had like right when I picked up, dealing them like, don't let him do anything. I'm like, I can't say anything because these people, I mean, they're gonna outnumber me and beat the shit out of me. Like, how could you let him do that? I was like, hey, he was gonna jump out of the car when I was driving very fast. But I said, I definitely recall.
But that's good friends, dude. That's good. He would say, what you said was like, you're Kenny Baden, you always land on your feet. Out of one of those mini rehab or attempts. So I do appreciate that. I thought, but that would be frustrating me too, dude. At the time, I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I? And that's the sad thing, man. You can't just do it. You can't will yourself to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're somebody dealing with that type of stuff, man, admitting, like, I can't do this, I need help, is the best thing that ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
But having good friends, dude, is awesome, man. Like, that is something that I really appreciate, is all my lifelong friends. Like, Kevin works with me. We're all still, you know what I mean? Like, being able to come back from that is very rare. So, I mean, fuck, man, I really, truly, and that's why I'm so gung-ho with, like, I'm going to do whatever I can.
I don't know why I have these goggles.
I don't know why I have these goggles. I'm just real depressed.
Right.
Aqua Teen Hunger Forest, shout out. But that is truly why I want to like do, and that's why I want to see you do some comedy stuff, dude. You really haven't got a chance to be comedic.
I did that stint right before the boy was born. Yeah, it didn't happen. Right before the boy was born, I did the improv classes. I loved it.
Hello.
I loved it. And I will never
What's
forget.
my motivation?
I'll never forget. They said one of the things was like, you pick a word and you have to do something with it. And so like someone yelled at me, hanger. And so I immediately went to a pro wrestler who was a backdoor abortionist. So, got a lot of laughs. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Hey-o! And definitely did.
Inappropriate.
No, I really enjoyed it. And then but then, once the kid came out, it's like, how can I really like leave my wife to do all this stuff? It's a weird thing, and it's like I'm sure there was time to do. I just terrible time management. Well, giving up on dreams and never like trying. I couldn't, like, people that do stand up. Dude,
I used to sing in front of like a crowd full
Ronnie
of old
Love.
people. Ronnie Dove, Ronnie, remember? He had that outro. Ronnie, we love Ronnie Dove.
I
didn't sing it.
Is he still alive? Or?
I think he is, dude. I want to get him on the podcast. Ronnie Dove. You need to look him up. Let's try to find him. Ronnie Dove.
What
Shout
if he
out
says
Ronnie
something
Dove.
like, well,
hey,
it's
honey.
difficult out here with all these non-whites and
I don't think he will.
No, he never came off that.
Nah,
but they always could.
He didn't. In fact, I think he liked.
No, he did.
I think he at least liked the darker complexion young ladies.
Hey,
he told me all about some stories.
I've got him and I.
Yeah, you got some things in common. It is.
The craziest thing, I went to go see The Conjuring.
Black women are beautiful, dude.
Oh, no, of course.
And I say that happily married. I'm just saying, like, black women, brown,
I remember
white, yellow,
distinctly
purple.
In my mind.
But I love my wife.
I would. Okay. Just pull her dick out of your mouth for a moment. Okay, so
I'm just saying, man. Like,
Conjuring. I get it. No, but anyways, I went to see The Conjuring with two friends. That same night, Lil Wayne was going to be at the Capitol Center. I'm walking out, and I'm like, because these bad bitches are like dressed to the nines, by the way, I'm like, dressed so sexy. But anyway, so they were, and I was like breaking my neck. I know, but come on. Anyways, so I'm breaking my neck doing this, and I'm like, Chris, are you guys seeing this? Like, nah, man, you're just wired different. I was like, I'm to shoot it all over, because they were fine bitches everywhere. They're what? Yes, they were banging ass bitches. I said a Lil Wayne concert was all black women just coming to DC babies.
And Chris was like,
he just didn't. I mean, he saw it, was like whatever, but I was like, they're so juicy. Bro. So but that's just, it shows wiring different. But I love it all. I love it all, baby. I love the
equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, that's.
You know the oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Tell you off camera.
So.
You know, traditionally, Rick, science experiments are done between a father and son. Well, scientifically speaking, traditions are for morons.
Traditions are idiots. Traditions are for morons.
Yeah. They got all the fixins at the Mongolian barbecue. So, F-18s.
F-18s.
Going out there. By the way, the Russian video that we saw a long time ago.
Oh my God.
That's a whole series of when the Chechens. I found the whole origin. The Chechens came in, and
it was Chechens.
Oh yes, they came in. There were some Russian holdouts at this town, and they. As we saw.
So Chechens and Russians, not Chechens and Muslims.
No, Chechens are predominant. I'm sure there are some Christian Chechens, but the whole country is predominantly Muslim. They came in. There's always this fighting between them and the Federation of Russia.
Okay.
And they came in to overtake this town, and there was a few holdouts from the Russian soldiers, and they were overrun by these Chechens, and we saw that video.
Yeah.
That's
that video.
It was all fear because they did that and then put it out to them.
Send it out like, yo, here you go.
And there was a couple dudes. There's a couple dudes that did exactly what we would say. It was like, I just fucking run, and they attempted that. They just shot him in the leg, so they didn't move. They couldn't move. There wasn't like a kill.
So they didn't like, yeah.
There wasn't a shoot to kill. Like
purposely, like no.
Yeah.
Fight back something. They make it worse, I'm sure. We're talking about a video. If you've ever seen it, they put that. It's like that ogre
Russian
stuff.
Yeah. Ogrish.
Terrible stuff. Well.
David Letterman, hey, Paul, play us out a little song.
We'll see how this is received.
Kenny's suits. That's because his pants are painted on.
Get a little outro like Ronnie Dove.
Yeah.
We love Ronnie Dove. Remember that? I can't remember what it was.
That's what we should do, and then play over as we're talking, and then
we should have a Kenny Baden. Yeah. That's what it was. It was Ronnie Dove. We love Ronnie Dove. It was something like that, dude. Yeah, his whole outro. It was awesome. You remember? Dude, we've had lots of lives. We got to wrap it up. But we've had like 5 lives in one lifetime. Think about it.
Austin. Well, I'll come up too. It's like, why are you here? This is not for you. Anyways,
but I've been a
is this okay?
Singer and like moose lodges. But we all thought we were different times in which we thought we were gonna like make it. You know what I mean? The crew was like, I was gonna sing, and then we could have, if the drugs didn't happen. I think we could have, but it was still fun. Like the fun part was like, what if? Then it was the drawing and the cartoons, and we were gonna do like a Family Guy, and we did some stuff with that.
Dude, that cartoon thing, like you could still work. Cause there's crazy as shit out there.
Yeah. Especially now, because my wife, she shows me that stuff, and she's like, dude, this is just you.
Oh yeah.
But
poo taking a human, so
But I mean, and I still could do something like that. Then it's now this. But
my roommates are vegetables.
That was my idea. That was my idea. Vegetable alien people and his roommates, a guy.
Oh, it's me, Josh. My vegetable roommates.
His roommates were vegetable people, but they were aliens. But they were a race of vegetable aliens. So like the carrot guy, the couch potato, hey, broccoli guy. But yeah, I don't know. It was funny. We also smoked a lot back then. So anyhow, this episode is drawn on
100.
We'll have to get 100 wrapped up in the books. We're gonna have to get Josh back on again, and we'll do something more just like actually tailored towards the comedy, because that's what I want to do, dude. If I have my friend on or something, I just want to have a good time and talk.
Maybe it's an offshoot could be the kitchen sink,
the kitchen table today. Well, there's a lot of things that happen at the kitchen
sink is where
it's not just where business gets done. Families gather, friends gather, we have fun. We do retro Saturday nights when we were kids. Well, remember that?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, that's good times, dude. Good times. You don't even know about that.
You don't know about that, man. Know what I'm saying?
Used to play before
back
we go
in the
out.
day.
What was it, 97.1 or something? They played retro Saturday night.
Yeah.
And we would just get up there before we were old enough to do anything crazy. We would just dance to disco music.
Yeah.
And put on crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
And like different stuff that we found at my dad's or whatever, and we'd just get up there. My mom would have a good time. It was fun, dude. It was a good time. Dustin would tag along because his little brothers do. But
got my sweatsuit.
I got my little brother wore different colored sweatsuits for like 10 years.
But they were like this
The
matching.
same ones, like Eastport, green, red, gray, black, just sweatsuits.
I mean, it's easy to just.
Man's
put on.
easy. Right? We were like, he's going to be a serial killer, clearly. Same haircut, same sweatsuit, just for like, and he didn't come in, he was just quiet and just like, all right, well,
Yeah.
kids, he's got a lot going on in there. Now he's very
Oh
expressive. and
yeah,
funny.
it's very yeah. I'm like, huh? I love it. I love to. All right.
All right, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was all over the place, but guess what? It's the 100th episode, so we'll get back to business soon.
Okay.
Next week. Next week, because honestly, my wife's going to come on for Valentine. We're trying. We're trying. I don't know. She's already, I told you, man, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
We'll have an agenda. I mean.
Yeah, I have to have an agenda for her because of her work. She, like, I can't talk about certain
I have
things.
that all written out.
What doing the whole refurbishing furniture thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
about it.
attorney thing, but
No, I'm
she
just
works.
saying. I know she works, but I'm just saying.
She takes that very serious. It's like, I won't talk politics or anything like that. Which, to be fair, that's why I want to get her on, because it's very sexy how intelligent she is. But also, too, she doesn't get caught up. Like, she votes for, like, this person and this person, but, like, for like, I believe in these things that
These
you're
are the
doing.
things she's holding on to.
But, like, also, okay, so she voted conservative, but, like, our governor here, she's like, dude, love him. Brilliant.
Larry Hogan.
No, dude, how does no one know
Are you talking about Wes
who
Moore?
the new governor is?
Moore.
Yes.
I'm sorry. When you said
You're the second person who said that recently.
No. Because he was just in a recent running with Angela.
Yeah, Wes Moore she's
Yes.
like, dude, if they were smart, they'd prop him up, but they won't.
Yeah.
But she doesn't think they will. But she thinks she's excellent. But like she's just very unbiased when it comes to, she sees good or smart.
Well, the problem is sometimes issues are packaged with strange things.
That's weird.
You got to
like even with Obama, she's like, dude, Obama's a great president, and she liked this and this and this. I mean, there were a lot of things. Honestly, if people would get off of that dumb shit, like if you're conservative and all these other things, like he did a lot of things that you'd probably like.
You know.
But anyhow, that's a conversation for another day. So
I'm
we'll
getting
try to get her
uncomfortable.
on. Yeah. We'll get her on.
Okay.
And we won't talk politics, and we'll just have to talk about life. But we will get her on. So, I don't know. Let's edit that whole last part out and just end.
That's fine.
All right. So you hear that, Mo? So we'll end where I said we'll get my wife
Who's
on. Mo and Paula. They're the virtual assistants. So in where I'm going to say we'll see if we can get her on.
Right
guys,
now.
Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. We love you, and we'll see you soon. We'll get Josh back on. Let us know what you think in the comments. What did you think about Joshy Boy? Joshy Boy. Mom's from Minnesota or North Dakota.
Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo.
Jesus.
Okay. Hey, boy. What you doing, boy? Joshy Boy.
I got a father from Philly, so you know.
That makes way more sense because I was like, your dad doesn't sound like that.
No, I told you he's from Philly.
Hey, boy, what are you doing?
Yeah, go down to Wawa, get a sub.
Go down to Wawa, get a sub. Yeah, that's funny. I never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
That makes way more because I knew he had an accent.
Oh, yes.
But your mom's was like no mistake.
Dissing
Like,
that.
Joshy Boy. Hey, oh my god.
Water-
Oh
water
my
ice.
goodness. Oh jeez.
Water ice. That's how they say it in Philly. Go get some water ice.
So he's pumped about the Super Bowl, I'm sure.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He liked
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah. All right. Well, next time, guys. Love you. See you soon. Let us know what you think about Josh in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow, leave a review. Do all of those things because if you don't, nobody knows that this show exists, and we're just doing this, which is fun. But you know, it'd be cool if you could do that. Thank you. Love you. Bye.